Oh, Barry Quarter Day on the What Podcast. Welcome back in, kids. Taco, BC, how's everybody?
Hi.
Doing great.
Hey, boys.
Doing great.
Hey, boys.
You guys.
Could I trouble all of our graphic design friends to throw us, a bone and give us some Barry Quarter content of Hey Boys and the Last Boy Scout? Could maybe even whip up an I Am Bonnaroo t-shirt. Hey Boys Barry Quarter t-shirt, perhaps.
You guys are killing me. You're killing me with this. Trying to move on. To move on.
Barry Quarter does understand that the great jokes in this world are the ones you hammer into the ground forever.
Ride that pony till it dies.
I'm sorry?
You heard me.
Got it.
Plus,
Got it.
We can't move on. It's Barry Quarter Day.
It is Barry Quarter Day. We celebrate all things that are Barry Quarter today on Barry's Picks. Very excited to hear Barry's Festival 2023 Bonnaroo. The thing that is interesting about this year is we're doing it a tad earlier. We're doing it sans schedule. So we don't really know the schedule yet, but we're going to go ahead and get Barry's Picks because we have a pretty packed few weeks as we lead up to Bonnaroo. The first thing that I want to get off the plate here is more news about the SuperJam. 2 straight weeks of SuperJam news, and I think the one that got us all, the eye popper, was Hanson on the farm, kids. 40-year-old men singing Mbop. I can't wait.
Yep. Seriously, what was your thought when you saw that?
I loved everything about it.
I know. Me too. My 33-year-old son was a huge Hanson fan, and
I'm sure he loves you saying that out loud.
Yeah.
It won't embarrass him, and here's why. It doesn't embarrass me. I love a good pop song. Just because it gets overplayed on the radio has never been too much of a turnoff for me. But
hey,
that's
one
a
of the great
pop song.
One of the great shows is Carly Rae Jepsen. I secretly wanted Carly Rae on the farm.
I mean, I grew up with the Monkees. There's no better pop artist than the Monkees, and that's all it was. So, I think 80,000 people on the farm singing Bop is gonna be.
Well, there are not going to be 80,000 people at the SuperJam.
I may overstate.
Just a tad.
We'll see what
Just
happens.
a tad.
But you also got Victor Wooten, who is amazing. There's not a better bass player on the planet right now. The Wolfpack and our man Devin. We said last week that while I don't know a lot about Corey Wong doing some of the research, the guy knows what he's doing. He knows how to put together this kind of an act. So I imagine we will be there.
Yeah, I'm excited about the sort of mini reunion of the Wolfpack. Because the one thing about that band that is so surprising is that if you ever watch videos of them, none of them look like they sound. You know that old thing that we said about St. Paul, and he looks like my accountant, and you would never have put the look of him to the sound of him. Wolfpack is the exact same way. I was actually pleasantly surprised. Whereas originally when I was like, oh, Corey Wong, interesting. The actual group that they put together is quite fun. I wonder if not only do they do Mbop, but they do something completely off the reservation, and all of a sudden they go into a Leonard Skinner track or something. They just something completely bizarre that only would make sense for not make sense, but only would be funny if Hanson did it.
I'm betting we don't get a full 3 or 4 minutes of Bop. It might be a teaser,
come on. Don't
funny,
do that to me.
It'd be funny to
Why
start
have Hanson there if you only do 90 seconds of Mbop?
Wouldn't it be that would be funny though to start that and then go into Freebird or something.
Yeah.
That you wouldn't expect from them.
That's another Little Dicky moment.
Well, no, that's not what I meant at all. That was terrible.
Well, I mean, he started to play the song and then just stopped.
And then just said,
it's
what would he said? It's an 8-minute video, guys. What do you expect? Yeah, that was terrible.
I want the whole
That's
song.
not what I mean.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Exactly. That's what I came here for.
One song anyone wanted to hear.
Exactly.
No, guys. They're here to see me get naked. Okay? No, they're really here to see my
They're here for my hype man.
My hype man do 20 minutes. That's what they came for.
I mean, honestly, what a great name for a band, Hype Man.
Hype Man.
It is a good name. Yeah.
I love it. I'm really. I have always said that the things that I love about Bonnaroo are these bizarre bookings that sound ridiculous on paper. Hanson's one of them. You know, Kenny Rogers back in the day. I still think that will work on the farm is Hootie the Blowfish. I mean, I want these kind of Korn. Look at Korn and how how exciting it is to just think about the idea of Korn being there. We all, saw the Limp Bizkit thing, last year.
Did you ever think you'd see Korn and Hanson at the same festival?
Yeah, right. I know. I think it is really, really unique, and I'm all in on it. I want more eye-poppingly goofy bookings like that.
I'm just trying to figure out what Devin and Victor Wooten could do together. I mean, I would.
Dude, Devin can do everything. I mean,
so can Victor. I mean, that's what I mean. I hope they allow that some sort of partnership to happen with that.
Look, I'm putting every dollar I have on Devin doing What's Going On because he does it at every show. I mean, he did that entire Marvin Gaye album. Mm-hmm. Yep. So, Devin can run the gambit of anything that you throw at him. When you get to, we get to the Brad picks, Devin Gafillion is going to be top of my list because that show was so good at the Mercury Lounge a couple weeks ago.
I got to see Victor at a luncheon. He was a special guest. He was here to perform as a fundraiser, and they did a luncheon, and he did about a 10-minute thing, maybe 15, and he did Amazing Grace on the bass, and it was incredible, just incredible. So that alone is worth, plus Hanson, plus Devin. Yeah, I think it's an interesting SuperJam.
Yeah, I'm actually quite excited about it. Do you think it is better at this point in the whole calendar? Do you think it's better than what you saw with Jack Antonoff, or do you think it's on par?
I think for me, it's better.
Yeah, why is that?
Who was the host? It was John Hall, right? The one that
we always come back to that one.
Graham.
We always come back to that.
That was the high water one for me.
Yeah.
Again, Larry Graham and Victor Wooten are certainly equals as far as the bass, but I don't know. The Hanson thing is such a wild card.
Well, I mean, it fits with what Jack did with Carly Rae last year. Yep. It's the same sort of playbook. I mean, when I look at this year's SuperJam versus last year, it feels almost, pound for pound, sort of exactly what they tried to do last year with it.
Yeah. And like I said, the Hanson will probably get a lot of, I don't know, giggles from some people because they were a teen youth pop band, but they were good at it, is what I'm going to maintain. Even when my son was singing it, every day, all day, I was like, that's a good pop song. Just leave it at that, It is what it is.
I'm sort of low key now. I'm thinking about it. I'm sort of low key upset that I didn't see the Jack Antonoff SuperJam last year because I forgot all about Britt Daniel being there. Britt Daniel did 2 songs. Carly Rae did 2 songs. Japanese Breakfast did 2 songs. If they follow the same sort of formula, Hanson's going to do 2 songs. It's going to be Mbop and something. And I want to start rolling the dice and start taking chances of guessing what song that's going to be. Do you know another Hanson song?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there one?
No. I mean, I bet if I heard it, I would know it, but I couldn't name it. No.
That's hysterical. No. If you play me some Hanson songs, let me see if I know any of these. I do not. I promise you, I do not.
Yeah.
Well, I know they had when they got older, early 20s. I think they put out an album that got pretty good reviews, if I remember right. So
I'm sure they did. But did you listen to any of them?
Not exactly the novelty. No, but not.
Okay.
Not because I'm turn my nose up at it. I just
No, me neither. But it's just not something I put on and draw a bath to.
I'm afraid to ask. What do you put on and draw a bath?
Skrillex. It really relaxes me.
That's funny.
All right, well, let's cover that in the weeks ahead. But I want to get in on these picks. You teased us last week with something that we would not expect. So I want to go day by day through Barry Quarter's schedule and see who Barry's. I'm worried about your back. I'll be honest with you. You got some new mechanical issues happening in that body of yours, and I'm hoping the machine holds up.
Yeah, it's better. It can't be worse, right?
Okay.
You remember sitting in the field for base nectar, had to find me a chair. That's all fixed.
Okay.
But
I just worry that we're gonna have to like 10-man you and oil you throughout the day.
I've got a oil port on my hip.
Hey boys, come check out my oil port.
Who's oiling Barry? Who drew the short straw?
I did it yesterday. It's not my turn.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's oiling Barry? Who pulled the oiling Barry card today? God, that's fantastic.
I was thinking you were talking about it. We don't have the schedule yet, and our friend Brian Stone, who does the laminated schedule, mine, especially on Friday and maybe even some of the other days, there's going to be a big whited out area that just says nappy. So
Nappy.
It's just going to be the reality.
Yeah,
there's going to be some late nights.
Yeah, as if it was on the schedule. Little nap.
Yeah, little nap.
Little nap.
Little nap.
LIL, little nap.
All right, let's start Thursday. Barry Quarter arriving early on a Thursday.
Here's the other thing. Let's preface some of this.
Okay.
This is maybe my first year, and I've been going since 2007, where I pretty much know who I'm going to see. I mean, I have specifics almost each day. Where normally we like to talk about don't know this one, don't know that one, learning a little bit. But each day I pretty much have some specifics, and then the more I think about it, I'm thinking I might wander over to like the Who and some of the smaller ones and just
Well, yeah, we kind of did do this backwards. We should have done Bonnaroo first and actually listened to things that we haven't heard before we started doing our schedule, huh?
But I know there are specifics. Don't miss acts. And then I think I want to try to, discover somebody small coming up that I haven't seen before. But that's my plan for now. But going through Thursday, there aren't going to be a lot of surprises on this for me, except for the one. And the one I'm almost as excited about as I've ever been about anybody on.
Oh, wow. Okay. I can't wait to get there.
I know. Zed's dead for sure. Abraham Alexander, I've heard a little bit about, got a little bit of interest there. Big Frida.
So let me stop you there with Abraham Alexander. In my business, every format, I'm in alternative, and there's also a format called AAA where it's adult album alternative. It's a little older demos and singer-songwriters. Well, every format sort of like gets together as a convention sort of way. And this week is the non-com convention. So it's a lot of non-commercial radio stations and AAA radio stations. And Abraham Alexander played at this convention, and by all accounts was the star coming out of this week, to the point where I saw this morning, I don't know, 3, maybe 4 different Instagram stories of people crying at the Abraham Alexander show. Wow. That's how good and impactful he is. So great pull on that one, Barry, because that's going to be one of those guys that I think you come back with and say, I think I just found him. I found my new guy.
That's what I was trying to make the point of earlier. This year feels like there's a bunch of people way at the top of my list that are for sures, and then it feels like I want to go find, as we said before, the Courtney Barnett, who we discovered on a Thursday night, or Bahamas in my case, which has become a favorite. So I've got my must sees, and I've got my I want to go discover and hope they're as good as I think.
Okay. All right.
And then there's always the middle, but definitely gonna because of some of the late night stuff. There'll be a lot of pacing. There'll be some
Okay.
little naps.
All right. Then you go into Big Frida?
Yep, I want to see it.
Yeah, my man.
Yep, and been listening.
I'm just going to tell you, I don't have a lot of faith in Barry enjoying it. Bounce music is an acquired thing, and the first time you see it, you think that the sound is off. You think the speakers are broken. You think that why are they screaming all the time? What are they doing? It becomes a little jarring to the senses at first, especially for a guy like Barry. But being in New Orleans, seeing it, I don't know, every 3 days, I'm so accustomed to it now at this point where it's secondary.
Yeah, okay. You have this perception of me that I don't understand sometimes, but okay.
Well, because I've seen it.
You've never seen me bounce?
I have never seen you bounce. I mean, maybe if we hit a pothole, yes, you started bouncing, but I've never seen you
it
voluntarily bounce.
It can happen.
Okay.
And then CVC is another one that came from, I don't remember if it was a Discord, but a listener to the show recommended him, and I like what I heard so far. I haven't dove deeply into it.
Mm-hmm.
Diarrhea Planet, of course. JP Sachs is maybe a walk by. It may be a little too mellow for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I like it well enough. And then I think that's pretty much it for the Thursday.
No Diarrhea Planet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I said that. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, I was about to say.
He did say it.
Did you?
I
Okay.
Yeah, he said
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And the rest of them are, discoveries. Nobody else yet that.
Well, I'm gonna say
on the
this.
list.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna put this out in the atmosphere. I'm not trying to sway the jury here, Barry. These are your picks, and you get to live and die on this cross of yours that you are on. But I'm putting in a note for Angel Saint Queen because that is the band of my former.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Becca
glad you said
Castle.
it.
Oh yeah, Becca.
Yep. I'm glad you said that.
So Becca did like a college internship at the radio station in Chattanooga, and I've said this to her. I've said it to anybody who listens. She is a superstar, the best intern, the best person to ever come through that building. That girl is going to whatever she does, she's going to do it incredibly well.
Yep.
And she's got a brand new band, Angel St. Queen, that's now in the Bonnaroo lineup and doing really well in Nashville. So not trying to sway your picks here, Barry, but just putting that, just trying to put a pin in that so you remember.
Yeah, I'm glad, and you've been saying that since you introduced me to her. I mean, you've been.
I've never been impressed by someone ever in my life
Right.
at 19 years old than Becca. She's
Right.
she's a fantastic person.
Yeah. So Friday is, I don't know. Depending, I'm not Kendrick. If it works, I'll go see.
Is that Lil Nappy? Is that
It
gonna be a little
could
nappy?
It's gonna depend on what happens the rest of the day.
Okay.
I know, and I'm gonna jump around a little bit. I know I want to see 3-6 Mafia. I know I want to see.
Whoa, was that the
Portugal.
big surprise?
No, I'll get to it.
Okay. All right.
Portugal, I want to see Noah Kahan. That was just such a great interview with him. That'll probably be I'll probably see that entire show. Charlie Crockett, it's a good, like I said, it's a good lineup. I've seen Kingfish. He's a great guitar player. That's maybe not a whole show. That's a walk by. Diesel, got to see Diesel. Depending on, the conflicts. But no, it's not. I'm going to go see that one. That's a once in how often are you going to be able to say you saw Shaq
Yeah.
DJ on the farm?
Also, I just love the idea of Friday during the day just wandering around Cinnaru as Shaquille O'Neal. Because you know he's going to, right? You know it's just going to be him wandering around, getting everybody's attention, being as tall as...
Yeah, how are you going to pick him out of the crowd?
Yeah,
That's what I was getting ready to say. It'd be like, is that him? I think it's him.
He is going to... It's going to be him and the water fountain. Like, those are two things that are going to...
Leaning against that mushroom. With his elbow up on the mushroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be funny to watch.
Using it as a stool.
I think that is him. I'm not sure though. Go ask him if that's him.
Yeah, there's no confusing Shaq and anyone else. All right, but
that's a great point though. I mean, I don't see him coming and doing his set and leaving. I see him hanging out.
Oh, he's gonna love everything about it.
I know. That's a great. Yeah, that's almost as much fun as the show idea. That's a great point.
He has turned into this sort of like Bill Murray sort of caricature, right? Bill Murray sort of caricature in that he understands the self-parody of all this and sort of embraces it and loves it.
Yep.
We should get him on the show.
I'm trying. I've been trying.
Yeah, I don't even know who to call on that one.
I
really don't even know where to start.
Everybody keeps kicking it around when I ask. All right, so my surprise. So
is this a Friday surprise or a Saturday surprise?
Friday.
Okay.
I was at having beers with our friend Mike Dewar and a guy named Tom Zutot. And for reference for people in Montana and California, you don't know who Mike Dewar is, but if you're lucky, you have a Mike Dewar in your town. He has been booking music for 30 years almost.
And one of the original members of Camp Nut Butter.
And a founding member of Camp Nut Butter, exactly. But he books our Riverbend Festival along with Chris Cobb. He's booked for half a dozen or more clubs in town. And Tom Zutot discovered Motley Crue and I think Def Leppard. He's worked with Kiss. He's been a big-time R&D guy and a producer. And
also just a great name, Tom Zutot.
Yeah, it's a great name. And he lives in Chattanooga now. He kind of got out of the business because, as he said, I got tired of Axl Rose calling me at 3 a.m. because his Keurig won't make coffee. So he had some family issues that led him to here, and he realized he didn't need that life anymore.
By the way, that's what Barry says about me, Taco. I'm just tired of Brad calling me at 3 with his coffee maker broken.
His coffee maker won't. You did ask me to bring toilet paper one time. Still the low point of our relation. I didn't do it, by the way. People out there, I think I said hell no. But anyway, these two guys know their business, and they were talking, and Tom said out of nowhere, he said, I've got this kid that is so good, I'm thinking of getting back into the business. He's that good. He's the only person I've heard that interests me enough. And Mike's like, who is it? And he said, well, he reminds me of Bowie, T-Rex, and a little bit of Gary Glitter, but he's a great guitar player. And Mike, without having to be told, said, Jossie? And Tom's like, yeah, how do you know him? He said, because they're trying to get me to book him, and he's incredible. It's Gyasi, but it's pronounced Jossie.
Okay.
He's from West Virginia, where you think of all the glitter rock stars coming from. It's really, really good. And I love that Bowie era stuff and T-Rex and
interesting.
And just hearing these two guys go on and on and on about it, I've done some research.
Well,
so that's
I'm glad you brought that up because I would have never known how to say that. Gyasi, last line of the Friday poster, and it's pronounced what?
Jossie, like J-O. It's either J-A-H-S-I or J-O-S-S-Y, however you want to try to say it. Jossie.
Is his name actually Josh?
Yep. I think that's his name.
Okay, this is really going to hurt his SEO opportunities because Gyasi is the last possible option that I would have came up with. It's spelled Joshi.
I know. Yeah, I know. It's like, yeah.
Well, I mean, this is surprising. I'll be honest, because Taco, when he said he had a big surprise, I was putting all my money on Boogie T B2B Dirt Monkey B2B Subdoctor.
Yeah. I would have picked that, but I wasn't sure how to say all that, so I was going to leave it alone.
What is that,
So
by the way?
you went with the easiest to
So I went
pronounce,
with
Jossie.
Exactly. Exactly.
Man, when you zig, he zags. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Yeah, this is all about picking stuff that nobody else has ever heard of, and
At
showing
some
off.
point, look, you can't know everybody, right?
Exactly.
But who is Boogie T B2B Dirt Monkey B2B Subdoctor? Am I missing something? I don't know what any of that is.
Is that 3 people? Is that 1 person? What is it?
Oh, I see what that. Okay, B2B.
Back to back?
Okay, got it. All right, that makes more sense.
Yeah, we need to call Parker. Call Parker and find out how to interpret this. What's the noms on this one?
Yeah, hashtag Namis. Somebody get us some hashtag Namis. I don't know.
Forget Parker. Call Reed.
Yeah, Reed
call
knows.
Reed.
Yeah.
He's the one.
All right, that's a packed day for Dad.
Yeah, and Jossie is my don't miss one on that.
Well, that's going to be an early day. That's going to be an early afternoon show. So you're going to get out into Bonnaroo pretty quickly, and then have to come back and maybe nap up a little nappy before you get the rest of your day going, huh?
Yep. Because as you know, Saturday is my big day.
Really surprised I didn't hear. Now that I'm going back, I'm really surprised I didn't hear Fleet Foxes. I'm really surprised you're not a Wolfpack guy. I'm not surprised I didn't hear a Knocked Loose. That's not really up your alley.
Right. I may go just to see the carnage.
And then, of course, you're not going to be, going hand in hand with Lord Taco to baby Keem to identify if it's a baby or not.
Oh, that's right.
Gotta be there for that.
to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no Sylvanesso.
Oh, I skipped over that one. That was Sylvanesso and Portugal and 3-6.
Okay.
Those are the.
Well, you can't get to all of it. You can't see it
That's
all.
exactly that. I think I meant to say, depending on the conflicts. Charlie Crockett too, I think is I'm interested in.
It's
a big day. That's what I mean.
It is a
There's
big
so
day
many-
because I'm anticipating Saturday is going to be very light for you because you're going to
Saturday
save
is-
up all your energy for one show and one show particular. You want to go to Saturday?
Yeah, and obviously, so we got to start with my big show, which is My Morning Jacket, which I think all of us are convinced is going to be a late night, all night type of thing, and so yep, I gotta build up to that one. That's it. That's huge for me. Corn, yep. Sheryl Crow, if it works.
Now,
Jenny Lewis.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'll let you finish.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bob Moses, right? Isn't that it's a big recommendation from you, right? I haven't. Am I wrong?
I love Bob Moses.
Yeah,
I would almost prefer to go to the late night DJ set of Bob Moses over the actual Bonnaroo show.
Okay.
They're doing that Plaza show, right?
Okay.
On Saturday. I would almost, is it Saturday? Yeah, Saturday. They're doing that club set on Saturday.
right.
I would almost rather go to that. But I mean, look, I love the Bob Moses show. I think they're a great band.
See, and this is again, Friday is one of those where
Very vibey.
But depending on how the schedule actually plays out, there's a lot of choices. Devin Gaffilian, as we can't say enough, apparently the Baths, the Ruham guys are obsessed. So I'm curious. I think we're going to have them on the show here, maybe, right? Trying to work that out.
But I anticipate both of those shows being earlier in the day, don't you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and maybe even conflicting. But they're definitely on my list. What's the other one? There's really Rainbow Kitten Surprise. Want to see. Korn is. Besides My Morning Jacket, Korn is probably the for sure. Just because when do you get to see? Devin, I've seen. See again.
I want to make one one note about the My Morning Jacket show. If there was, and I'm not trying to say anything, telling tales out of school here, but if there was one show that could make its way to a late night spot on the what for the first time ever, that would be the show that I would circle and say it's possible. If there is an opportunity for there to be, for the first time ever, a late night show on the what, My Morning Jacket would be a perfect solution for that.
Wait, what do you mean?
Slot.
Like, what do you? I mean,
Well,
Kanye was didn't start till 2 or 3, right?
but not. He was supposed to start earlier. He started at 2 or 3 because of. I'm saying that normally that late night they shut down the what after the main headliner, right?
Right.
After Odessa, they would be done. I'm just saying that if they were to do a late night show, not on the which, but on the what, the perfect candidate for that would be My Morning Jacket.
I agree. Yeah. The Witch is almost, well, I don't know. It's interesting to hear because listening to Parker and Jake, they're not as hype about it as I am. So maybe there's not as much interest.
I think it's a generational thing, though.
Sure,
I mean,
I agree.
The original. So, what My Morning Jacket, their importance to Bonnaroo and the thread to the history of Bonnaroo, they're like one of the few bands we have left that still tie us to the past, that still tie us to sort of like the tradition
True.
that was Bonnaroo in 2003 and 2006. So, with all of the hype that's going to be around My Morning Jacket and some of the stuff that they're planning for that week, I think that there's going to be some added oomph to that My Morning Jacket show.
Yeah, there will be, but as you know, in your industry as well, it's a lot about new product, and Jim James kind of took some time off to do some solo stuff. So,
well, you didn't hear this from me, but wink, wink, you might get your wish on that one.
Yeah, yep. But what I was going to say is, the younger, the generational thing might not be as familiar with them as like obviously I am.
Sure.
So
but even the generational divide understands that there are certain bands that
if
that
they
are
don't,
Bonnaroo, that are Bonnaroo, and there's if you want the closest representation to what we all think Bonnaroo is, that My Morning Jacket show is going to be it.
They're the perfect Bonnaroo band. Said that since the beginning. Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yep,
Anything
for
else
sure.
on Friday? You're gonna do SuperJam now that you've seen the lineup?
Yes. Yep.
Might have a lot of conflicts this evening, this Saturday night.
I know,
you what I'm
depending
saying?
on how that works, that would be, it probably will conflict with my.
I mean, because then if you go even further and you look at the Plaza stages, you've got just that night Bob Moses, Devin Gaffillian, Paris Jackson, the Beths, the Moss, and that's all late night, and that's going to be, right there in line with your Corn and My Morning Jacket. And
that's going to be really.
It's going to be a tough night.
That's what I'm saying. This is a packed lineup. I'm not even looking at the plazas, to be honest, just because there's so much in Bonnaroo that I want to see, and I know I'm not going to be running back and forth to the plazas. So if I go to a plaza, I'm going to go and stay there for quite a while if the lineup works out. So
Okay.
but
right.
I think the Bonnaroo lineup already works out. So makes sense.
Okay. All right. Let's wrap up with Sunday.
Sunday, we can start at the top. Got to see Foo Fighters. Got to see it. I've never seen them. We've said before, I think Dave Grohl is as good a representative of rock and roll right now as anybody alive. I'm curious to see what they're going to do closing out a Sunday night. We'd like to think he gets it, which means we like to think, there's going to be some guests and some surprises and all of that. So
another one like Shaq that will love every second of this, and probably we'll probably be, just like Springsteen was on a golf cart driving around high-fiving everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah, he might be serving barbecue to everybody.
Yeah, right.
Well,
He'll be at the crawfish boil that night, I promise you. He'll be at the crawfish boil.
Back to the Bill Murray analogy, with the stories where he walks up behind somebody and taps them on the shoulder and say, "Your friends will never believe it," and
well, I
walks
think
away. I could see him doing that kind of thing.
It's more the Bill Murray story of when he walks by you and says, "Do you want to pet Bill Murray?"
Yeah,
that's really the story.
Those kind of things. Was that him? I think it was him. Yeah. And then again, there's so we got to get ready for that. So there's probably a little nappy on my schedule, but
Wow.
Pixies is the other one.
2 shows from Little Nappy. That's
it's gonna be Little
double
Nappy's
duty.
gonna be busy. Little Nappy's all over this lineup.
okay. All right.
I'm not Mumford. I was glad I saw him. I'm not a huge fan. If the timing is right, I'll see it. The Pixies are the other one that don't miss for me.
Can I just stop you at Marcus Mumford for a second?
Sure.
There was not a bigger Witch stage show at the time when they were hitting, and that they were, right in their wheelhouse, right in the days when they were exploding. I have never seen a bigger crowd at the Witch stage than that Mumford show.
Yeah.
That was one of the most massive shows I've ever seen at Bonnaroo in general, up until that point. And I still remember that show and say to myself, what in the world is going on here? They were so hot and so big at that moment that I don't think I even understood it at the time. But my God, was that show massive.
Yeah, you're right. I just saw somebody on Saturday that I can't believe I didn't mention, Swollen Teeth.
You're going just for the name, aren't you?
I'm hoping they've written a song called Funeral Teeth. If not, I'm going to suggest it.
Okay.
But that's funny. Back to Sunday. Ferdinand, excuse me. Boy, I stumbled a friend.
I don't really bring up, but the amount of names Barry just gets
Butchers.
wrong just a little bit. He's just astronomical. You could probably go through, I don't know, every episode and find 5-10 instances of which he gets the name just a little bit wrong.
Just a little wrong.
Except Jassy, he nailed that one.
I
Nailed that one. Of all the names he gets right.
That's funny.
Calls you Ross half the time.
I know.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go see Frank.
Frank Ferdinand. Yeah, got it.
Frank the Bull. And then Drew, I got to go see Drew Holcomb and support him. Drew puts on our Moon River Festival and has become a friend over the years. So I'll go see that. And Sammy Ray, who was at Moon River, that's the one, right, Russ, that you were seeing that got rained out?
Yeah, that's the exact show I was watching when they called the festival off.
So I feel some sort of connection there. But other than that, Hippocampus, Peach Pit, and again, Humphreys I've seen. We had him on the show, but mostly, again, Sunday is kind of like, let's go find what we can find on maybe some of these small stages and get ready for the big nighttime stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay, but going back to our Plaza conversation, you don't foresee going out to the plazas at any point for our Hog Slop String Band or one of the 15 DJ Mel slots.
See, it really depends on how everything lays out.
I want to go see a band called the Funk Hunters just because of their name.
Yeah. Oh, there's a bunch of that. There's plenty to do and see. It's overwhelming.
Okay.
Quite honestly, but I just know having done it enough.
Okay.
I'd like to.
Okay. All right. Are you going to go to the Tuesday night DJ Mel set?
No.
Okay.
I probably won't go Tuesday. It's
Okay.
too long a week to go. I can't. God bless all the people that are going to go from Tuesday to Monday. I just can't even fathom it. Taco.
Well, Taco's able to live in his vehicle, so it's a little bit easier.
Half of it's been in the Walmart parking lot.
True. Yeah, he'll be there, won't he? Yeah, I won't.
All right. So
that's it.
So what is the one, if you were to worry about one band being in conflict with another, what do you think it would be?
Well, My Morning Jacket won't matter. I don't care who's opposite.
Even if it's Korn?
No, it won't matter.
Okay. All right.
But I could probably see the full Korn set and still see another 2 hours of My Morning Jacket, but no. Probably Devin and the Beths, maybe.
Really? That would be your biggest conflict. Okay.
Maybe. Or somebody against the Pixies, but I don't know who.
Up against the Pixies is going to be something like Revivalists, or Hippocampus.
Yeah, it won't. So it won't. I don't know that I'm too worried about that at this point.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, wait till the schedule comes out and every band you want to see is all at the exact same time.
I know it. Well, I take it back. Diesel and Jossie. That would be my biggest.
Well, Jossie's not playing late night. That's an early afternoon thing. In fact, let's look at the Who stage, and he may even be on. He is not. Okay. But that's going to be an early afternoon show.
So I
don't think you have anything to worry about there.
Yeah. None of the names on the Who stage are familiar.
That's why it's the Who stage.
Yeah, well, and that's where I want to go. Well, I mean, sometimes we get those bands through here, and that's part of, as of right now, that's something I'm interested in, is going over there and seeing what I can find.
Taco, you nailed it. I'm so stupid. So if you look at the After Hour lineup, it's Boogie T, Dirt Monkey, and Subdocta. And B2B is back to back. I'm so dumb. Okay. Yeah. So now that I see it written in the After Hour lineup, now it makes more sense. But at the time when I'm just reading it off, I'm like, what in the world are these letters?
Yeah, we need B2B. I can't wait to see B2B.
Is that like a Backstreet Boy cover band?
That's what it sounds like.
Again?
Yeah, see, that's why we need Parker on here once a week, handling these noms for us.
Yes.
Yeah, need those nommies. All
the
right,
old guys trying to figure it out.
Barry, that's you're biting off a lot. I worry a little bit about this. I don't.
You're right to worry. But like I said, little Nappy's gonna be busy.
and if the camping situation is sort of like what it was last year, man, Taco, you're gonna be busy oiling up Barry.
Yes.
You're already really busy.
I'll get the oil can ready.
Greasing up Dad.
Greasing up Dad.
That was actually well, never mind. Too hard to explain. But that's funny.
All right. Well,
so that's me.
So your can't miss is My Morning Jacket. Who's your can't miss B?
Jossie. And Diesel.
Jossie.
Jossie.
Jossie or Joshie?
Jossie. Jossy.
Got it. Okay. For some reason, I kept saying Diesel. Joshie. Barry's rubbing off on me. That is an odd top three, though. Sorry, that's an odd top three. My Morning Jacket, Jossie, and Shaq.
Yep. Well, when are you going to get to see Shaq?
I know, it's a good point.
Again.
Yeah,
and it's a good point. All right, well, next week, let's dive into Bonnaroo first-timers, hopefully, and give some of our tips for those who have never been to Bonnaroo before, or maybe want a refresher on tips of the trade and maybe some ideas that you may not have thought of. You want to do that next week because we might have a Bonnaroo first-timer as a guest. So we'll do that. Yeah. And then after that, we'll get into Taco's picks, and then it'll be, big grand guest time, the big white whale, shortly after that.
I'm excited.
Okay. Well, there you go. Barry's picks this week on the What Podcast. Do you want to make a playlist? Do you want to make a Spotify playlist and try and share it with everyone?
Yeah, we'll share it.
Absolutely.
Drop the link.
Cool.
Drop that linkage. All right, guys. So what podcast? We'll talk to you next week. Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Consequence Podcast Network.